Good day, here are the top stories from the Philippine News Agency. We begin with a major typhoon sweeping through the northmost portions of the nation. Typhoon Julian maintains its strength as it passes near Sabtang Island in Batanes and is expected to further intensify as it heads for Taiwan. Powerful winds sweep through the province as seen in this video posted by Governor Marilu Cayco. The same is felt in the town of Ivana along with torrential downpour. Classes and government work have been suspended until Tuesday, October 1 as the province bears the brunt of the typhoon. Several areas in Northern Luzon are also feeling the impact of Julian. Heavy downpour and thick fog greeted residents of Baguio City on Monday morning. Bad weather prompted the suspension of work in the city government effective noontime. In Ilocos Norte, at least 16 families were evacuated in 3 towns due to floods and the swelling of some rivers. Pag-asa said Julian was last seen over the coastal waters of Sabtang Island, packing maximum sustained winds of 175 kilometers per hour near the center and gustiness of up to 240 kilometers per hour. It is moving west-northwestward at 10 kilometers per hour. Pag-asa earlier said Julian has a chance of becoming a super typhoon and the hoisting of signal number 5 is not ruled out. It has warned of a moderate to high risk of life-threatening storm surge in the next 48 hours over the low-lying or exposed coastal localities of Batanes, Cagayan, and Ilocos Norte. Batanes, Cagayan, including Babuyan Islands, Apayao, and Ilocos Norte can expect stormy weather for the rest of the day. Aurora and the rest of Ilocos Region, Cordillera Administrative Region, and the Cagayan Valley will experience rains with gusty winds. Meanwhile, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council assures it is ready to respond to the effects of Typhoon Julian in Northern Luzon. NDRRMC spokesperson Edgar Posadas said blue alert has been raised over the Central Office, Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, and Cordillera Administrative Region. About 50% of its additional forces in the affected regions are on alert. Meantime, the NDRRMC's Operations Center is open to receive calls for aid from residents affected by the typhoon. It also has enough resources, particularly food and non-food items, to be distributed in affected areas. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has declared special non-working days in 5 localities this October, honoring significant local celebrations and historical milestones across the country. The first of these is Proclamation number 693, declaring October 4 a special non-working day in Infanta, Pangasinan in celebrating of the town's 148th founding anniversary. Proclamation number 694 follows, marking October 16 a special non-working day in Lapuyan, Zamboanga del Sur to celebrate its 67th founding anniversary. President Marcos also issued Proclamation number 695 declaring October 25 a special non-working day for the Buglasan Festival. This event showcases the vibrant culture and traditions of the province. Further honoring regional pride, Proclamation number 696 designates Saturday, October 26 as a special non-working day for Angeles City, Pampanga to celebrate the Tigtigan Terakan Keng Dalan Festival. The festival commemorates the city's resilience following the Mount Pinatubo eruption in 1991. Lastly, Proclamation number 697 declares October 28 a special non-working day in Dingle, Iloilo to honor the cry of Lingkud, the first declaration of revolution against Spanish colonizers in the province and on the island of Panay. The Philippines and some of its allies successfully completed a joint maritime drill in the West Philippine Sea, but not without China watching from a distance. Chinese Navy vessels were seen tailing the joint maritime exercise involving the Philippines, Australia, Japan, New Zealand, and the United States. According to the Armed Forces of the Philippines, vessels of the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy were monitored in the vicinity of the Multilateral Maritime Cooperative Activity or MMCA on Saturday. AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla says that despite China's naval presence, the exercise proceeded without any interference with safety protocols in place, ensuring the protection of all participating vessels. This marks the fourth MMCA conducted in the West Philippine Sea, with the first taking place in April this year. The first MMCA involving the United States, Japan, Australia, and the Philippines was held in April within the country's exclusive economic zone in the West Philippine Sea. The Royal Canadian Navy later joined the second and third exercises held in June and August, further expanding the coalition of nations participating in this multinational effort. Padilla described the MMCA as a vital example of international cooperation, which not only strengthens strategic partnerships but also enhances the operational capabilities of allied forces. She says this joint initiative is essential in maintaining a safe and secure maritime environment, particularly in the highly contested waters of the West Philippine Sea. Padilla adds that these collaborative exercises are crucial to the Philippines' maritime security operations, particularly in reinforcing the country's presence in the West Philippine Sea. 15 Lebanon-based Filipinos are arriving on October 3 as the government aims to repatriate more Filipinos amid the ongoing Israel-Hezbollah conflict. Department of Migrant Workers Undersecretary Feli Bay said 15 Filipinos were supposed to return on September 26 but were stalled due to the suspension of flights. She said the Migrant Workers Office rescheduled their repatriation for October 2 and they would arrive on October 3 assuming there are no unforeseen circumstances. Government data shows that at least 11,000 Filipinos are still in Lebanon, which remains under Alert Level 3. At least 1,100 Filipinos have signed up for voluntary repatriation. A total of 430 Filipinos have returned home from October 2023 to September 19 this year. Bay said the previous repatriates received cash assistance of 75,000 pesos each from the DMW and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. On Saturday, the U.S. Department of State updated its travel advisory for Lebanon and asked family members of diplomats to leave the country. It added that commercial flights are still available but are at a reduced capacity. Meanwhile, those who choose to remain in Lebanon are advised to prepare to take shelter in place and avoid the borders of Syria. In news overseas, the Philippine Embassy in Washington reports no Filipinos so far were affected by Hurricane Helene in the southeast of the United States. The embassy said it continues to closely monitor the situation together with the Philippine honorary consulates in Florida and Georgia. Nearly 300,000 Filipinos are living and working in areas affected by the storm. The embassy said it is coordinating with local authorities in Filipino communities. It urged Filipinos affected by Hurricane Helene to immediately contact the embassy or relevant authorities for assistance. Hurricane Helene has severely affected the Big Bend region in Florida as well as parts of Georgia, Tennessee, and the Carolinas. Over 60 people have been reported dead and more are expected amid ongoing search and rescue operations. Authorities have started a massive cleanup effort after the storm cut off electricity and caused massive floods. And that's the latest and the biggest stories on the PNA Headlines. For more news updates, please visit our website pna.gov.ph or our Facebook and X account, Philippine News Agency. The PNA Headlines is also streamed via the Servicio Facebook page. You may also watch the PNA Headlines through the Philippine News Agency's YouTube account and via the News and Information Bureau website under PNA News. It's 86 days before Christmas. I'm Wilnard Barcelona. This is the PNA Headlines, bringing stories that unite the nation.